Tell me a little bit about yourself and where you are in the world, Christian.
Mm. Yes, so my name is Christian. I am currently based out of Copenhagen in Denmark. My career path currently is progressing towards becoming a soup. I've been in the industry, in the post-production industry for 17, 18 years or so. And then roughly 8 years ago, I started learning Nuke. I have some prior experience with both After Effects and Fusion, but then I started digging into Nuke, and it's been pretty much just Nuke
Yeah,
from now going forward.
we worked for I think more than a year, you and I.
Yeah.
It seems hard to believe, but that's true.
Yeah.
So how did you first hear about Complayer, if you remember?
I remember seeing a post on LinkedIn and thinking, hey, okay, this could actually be an opportunity and looked interesting. And I was fortunate enough that at the current time, I was working with other people who had taken previously. And they were like, this is the one. So I got two first-hand testimonials like pointing straight. And I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
What were you trying to solve specifically that you thought, okay, this is the place to go?
For me, it was one of those things with okay, I can either just go complacent and say this is just a job, it's a 9 to 5 thing, it pays the bills, and this is where I'm gonna be at for the next 10, 20 years. So I can either go down that path or we can see if we can push this to the next level. So I saw it as that would probably be the next logical step. When you've been doing what I've been doing, like looking at YouTube tutorials and talking to colleagues and stuff like that, like everybody knows somebody who's taken a course that just you thought it was gonna be like a coaching sessions, and it ended just being video tutorials and a 10-minute call at the end of the course. But again, since I had my colleagues saying, "Hey, this is not just video tutorials. Video tutorials on YouTube will get you this far," and at some point you have like you've used the amount of things you can just get free online, or you can buy like a cheap course for $50 or something. And at some point, the like both because it's technical challenges you need and the mentorship and like it sounds like a selling point, but it really is the thing that sets it apart. Many courses would be, okay, we have this box, and at the end, you will have completed these steps and you've made an exact copy of what we're doing for these 8 weeks. And sure, now I have the perfect hair solver for this one video game, but how do I implement the same principles into other things? And
Yeah.
that's probably the thing I feel most about this program. It's about growing on the journey and finding out where you want to go.
It's not about me or about
Mm,
anybody that is participating in the program at the same time that, for
yeah.
example, you were participating.
Mm,
It's about you.
yep.
And you have unique backgrounds, unique things about you and about your trajectory and journey and goals and all that kind of
Mm,
stuff that needs to be tailored. And that's exactly what we are all for.
yep.
So now after the transition of that decision,
Mm,
so you decided to go in.
yeah.
And as I said before, we end up like working together for like a year or even more.
Yes. Yeah.
What was the result um, after you sign up? Like, what did you notice changing before and after?
Yeah, like there's multiple things. I've noticed another approach to problems. Like my approach to problems, because that's one of the things like in the beginning for the first 2 3 weeks, I could feel like I was kind of frustrated. Like there's an assignment at the end, but the training doesn't teach me how to solve the problem. But that's because it's not a tutorial. And like in the beginning, it was super frustrating. Like, why are they asking me to fix something without telling me? So it kind of clicked like, okay, the whole point of this is, of course, teaching me new skills, but basically teaching me how to do my own problem solving. And over the span of this year, that's been like one of the biggest things, like my approach to how do we solve this problem, both in technical aspects, but also in more project management. Like how do we approach this? That's probably the biggest.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a mental shift. You can just stay here at all times. It doesn't matter if you stay here or stay here. You're still stagnant. And even if you start lower, but having a trajectory, like at some point you will get better. So, and for some people, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna crunch it for 12 hours a day. I'm not gonna do anything. For me, it was more a it's a balance, like the balance of saying, okay, like small incremental steps, but do them every day. Most of us, I mean, if you've been doing this professionally for some years, you will already have some points in every aspect. So for some areas, it would like fill in some small gaps, and for other areas, it would be, whoa, okay, this is a brand new world. Um, so for me, it's like it raises my bottom level on all aspects. And if you have something, there's a support group because I can put in things in my calendar. I've tried it before. I would say I've done it more than once. Like, yes, I'm gonna block this out. I'm gonna block this out. I'm still struggling with it. I'm getting better at it. But having a group that is part support and part accountability is was very beneficial for me at least.
Yeah, that's
Um,
great.
yeah.
Can you boil it down like the three main benefits you think that you gain after you signed up?
Like the first one is a lot of technical knowledge. That's almost two aspects because there is so many different things of tech. The second one is the the I can't understate the project management thing. Like literally, it does change so many things. Because it's not just about sitting and tapping anymore. It's about actually running projects. And the third thing is I really benefited from some of those extra like the people skills because project management can be done either as a like a spreadsheet exercise or it can be done as a communication and it's two different aspects and you need to master them both. And then somebody at the office asks, hey, could you fix this? I sure can. And then all of a sudden, like you're from a management perspective, you're not just the keying person or the one who's great at hair. You're also the something more and something more and something more. And I mean, I've tried it myself. Just being the one who's extra like very good at something. Hey, can you come in? The supervisors are discussing something and they just want your opinion. That would never have
Awesome.
happened if I didn't have that skill. And being in the room, bouncing idea again with these supervisors who are on the pedestal level, like, will I ever be in the room? Wow, I'm in the room. They're asking me for my opinion. And again, if I'm doing this right, I will be asked in a second time and a third time. And at some point, they will be like, hey, you've done this. We trust you. Can you just take care of these, 10 shots? You have these two artists. Wow. Now I have now I'm in leadership, but I have already trained it a bit before. I already have my knowledge of it. This is not luck. It's could like planned luck where you have prepped everything
Yeah.
so when the stars align, you are ready.
You also participate in the mastermind.
Yes.
So, you know,
Yeah.
how did you find that?
I would probably say for the last at least 5 years, it was probably the most beneficial career-wise at all. Um, because you're in a small room, we're bouncing around ideas. We're opening up, like we everybody have strengths and weaknesses and vulnerabilities, and sitting in a room physically. Again, I love the group calls, but sitting in a room physically, looking other people in their eyes and like they opened up and tell their deepest and darkest secrets. Like I think like most people in this industry have had or still have some sort of imposter syndrome. Like, am I good enough? Can I control this? Opening up to other people with the same challenges and vulnerabilities. Like we have just turned from a group of random people into like a tribe, and it just does something.
Yeah.
Um, it really does. But again, you have to be open-minded. You have to be prepared that this is not just gonna be 3 days of smiling and waving and perhaps like seeing a cool plugin or something. This is deep, and you need to take your notes and you need to go home. And unfortunately, I had the time afterwards, like book 2 weeks after that, where you just say, okay, I'm not gonna do anything else because there is homework to be done. Like there's a lot of homework. I'm still working on the homework now, like half a year later, but still, it's the kick in the butt that I needed at that time in order
Yeah.
to get where I am.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's so beautiful, actually.
yeah,
And I would say being in that room with other people
yeah.
and open up like in the way that you just mentioned
Mm,
helps. But it also, I think it helps even more to realize that you are in the same place as people that you
yes.
thought that oh, maybe it's just me feeling like this. No,
Yeah.
everybody feels the same, except
Yes.
they don't have the opportunity to open up in the same
Yeah.
room, right? So we're talking about
Mm.
like people with a lot of years of experience, people, some of the guests, for example, people that everybody knows in this industry, right? And they had the
Yeah.
same situations in a
Yes.
different setting here and there, but the fact that we're all sharing, I think that helps a
Yes.
lot because it
Yeah.
kind of put things in perspective, right? And
Yes.
and you don't feel so alone, perhaps.
Mm. I would say the whole idea of I think everybody when they start out in this or any other career for that instance, um, you have some ideals, you have some people that you put in a pedestal and you're like, oh, they have everything figured out. They don't always have everything figured out, but they've done this so many times. They've trained, they've exercised, they've talked to other people that they've reached a level that you feel when you start out is so beyond where you can go. But slowly, slowly, you climb up the ladder, you get closer and closer, and at some point, it's like, hmm, right? The people I'm sitting next to, like 5 years ago, I would have like done, I wouldn't have imagined to be in the presence of these people. Remember, they're very skilled. They're very, very good at what they do. Very kind also, but they are people. And if you put in the effort, you can, you can get there too. They're regular people. It's not like they don't have a secret switch where they get 8 hours extra per day. Like they have 24 hours just as I do.
Yeah, and the same
Yeah.
doubts and the same, worries and the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
all of that stuff
Mm.
that a lot of people think that it's just me
Yeah.
because I'm not as experienced or because I'm in this
Mm.
country or because I
Yeah.
wasn't exposed to the same level of projects. Everybody's
Yes.
the same. What makes the difference is you keep doing it. You keep leaning into
Yes.
fear. You keep leaning into the
Mm.
unknown, into
Yeah.
the doubts, and that's
Yes.
when you, without even noticing, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm actually one of them.
Mm.
Then
Yeah.
there's nothing different,
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Would you recommend the program for someone else?
If you want to progress and not just stay stagnant, go here. Like this is the best thing I have seen for people in my position. Like it's like going to the gym, but just for your brain and your career. This could be a lonely road. Like if you're traveling it alone, I mean, you're decreasing your chances. Honestly,
Yeah.
like find someone who want to go the same place as you do. It's not a competition, it's a collaboration.
Great.
Yeah.
I couldn't say it better. So
So,
thank you so much, Christian. Thank you. Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome.